Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Chris with Chris Young Cooking, and welcome to today's Sloppy Joe. I'm here with my friend Rebecca, and I'm so excited to hear what she has to say. She's actually an expert in the whole vegan thing.
I don't know about expert, but I'm vegan 10 years, vegetarian 30 years, and I love to cook.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm super excited. Today we're gonna make Sloppy Joes with lentils. So I made these lentils in our Instapot video. Check it out. Click on the like, follow, tweet thing below, but let's get talking about Sloppy Joes, yeah?
Oh my gosh, Chris, I tried those lentils. The texture is fantastic. It's just such a great protein source. Love garlic, lots of vitamins, lots of nutrients. Hey, garlic keeps our immune system up, and so it's a great time with all this coronavirus stuff going on.
So we're just gonna take our lentils, we're gonna take some garlic, get those
Nutrients.
Phytonutrients, very important. I'll be Googling that later. We're gonna add some barbecue sauce. We're gonna get it all happy in there, and then we're gonna put it on a bun. Our bun is it's vegan, but it's not gluten-free. I know that's a confusing thing for a lot of people. They're like, well, vegan, plant-based, gluten-free, all that. It's kind of like, how do you?
It's a lot. It's a lot, yeah.
How do you know the difference? I mean,
So vegan is all about animal products, yes or no. And so is it, do I eat meat? Do I eat dairy, cheese, eggs? No, I don't eat those things. Recently, I've upped my game, and so I've removed gluten. For the most part, it's not 100% yet, but I've removed gluten from my diet. For me, it's a personal choice based on inflammation in the gut. And so if you want to get technical and research inflammation in the gut, it was just another way for me to kind of up my game on my nutrition a little bit more.
Nice. Well, I as you know, I switched to vegan recently, and I feel amazing. I feel better than I felt in a long time. But it's still tough, like especially when I'm in the kitchen cooking or I gotta try stuff. I feel guilty, but it's kind of like making your own rules. What are you gonna do? What are you doing it for? Right?
Absolutely. It's a health choice for me, and so I feel great. My body feels good. My skin feels good. But I'm an environmental lover, and so I don't have this guilt from that. But you know, my partner is not vegan, and so he eats eggs for breakfast, and he'll make chicken, and he'll make a meat meal. But I don't make it and I don't buy it. So if he wants it, he needs to do that.
He's got to drive down the mountain
and make it. And so he would say, I'm not vegan, but he eats vegan. And so and we make vegan meals in our home.
Right.
Delicious ones.
I know, I've been to your house and wow, I couldn't believe it. So we're here in Panama, right? And Spanish is the primary language.
Yeah.
So you know nothing with a face. You know how to say that in Spanish?
No, please.
Super cool. Nada con cara.
Nada con cara.
Something like that. I'm sure that there's somebody being like, oh, his accent's off. Or look at those gringos trying to, anyway. So
I know.
Let's make some sloppy joes. You want to?
Absolutely.
All right. So the first thing, let me just grab this. Do you have one of these?
Your favorite toy.
This is the coolest thing. You just shove a bottle on there and you can just make some toys. I use it to turn my stove on.
It's awesome.
All right.
And we've learned that my pan needs to be hot. I need to get my pan nice and hot.
Well, to saute, yes, nice and hot. So I'm gonna confuse you now because I've told you the rules. Now we're gonna break the rules a little bit. Saute, so when you saute onions and peppers, and you definitely want it hot, so that when it hits the hot pan, those sugars caramelize, it gets all happy. The word saute is French, which means to...
Jump?
Yes,
to jump. Woohoo!
Yes. So anyway, smoking hot, I like with the veggies because it gives it that smoky flavor.
Yes.
But right now, because it's already cooked and there's a lot of sugar, so when there's something with a lot of sugar, it'll burn. So we don't want that. So we're gonna bring the heat level down just a little bit. So
gotcha.
I'm gonna add a little oil first. Just a little bit. And the reason I want to do that is to add garlic. You hear it talking to you? Mm-hmm. I'm going to put just a little salt on there and just kind of toast it just a little bit.
And Chris, what were the spices that you put in the lentils?
Thank you. Okay, in the lentils we added smoked paprika. We added cumin. I added coarse ground pepper, black pepper. Mm-hmm. I like to use the coarse crunchy stuff if I'm cooking it so it gives it a little heat, which I really like.
Yeah, the spice is perfect. It's got that nice kind of Southwest Tex-Mex flavor to it.
Awesome. Well, that should be perfect for our sloppy joes, right? All right, so let's grab a spoonful of these bad boys. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit. We're going to mix this around a little bit. Oh, can you smell that?
Yeah. smell that garlic. Woohoo!
I'm gonna add just a little bit of water. You know why I'm adding water?
Please.
Because I want to add some more stuff and I want to cook it a little bit. So I'm going to add just a hint of water to that. Now we're going to add the barbecue sauce. You know, Sloppy Joe reminds me of like something that I don't want to eat when I was in school. Did you ever, like, something my mom made me eat, but now as I get older, I'm like, oh, Sloppy Joe.
Yeah.
Love it, love it.
Yeah.
I have never had a vegan Sloppy Joe before.
I haven't either.
No, wow, all right, all right.
I haven't either, actually.
So let's take this.
But I think it's because, in my mind, I was trying to maybe replace the meat with some sort of faux meat substitute. And as you know, that's not my jam.
Right, right, right.
So I love it that we're not using a faux meat substitute. We're using something that is still plant-based and natural.
Exactly.
With the lentils.
Exactly. I have I had a Beyond Burger the other day, and I loved it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could eat this all day. But I Googled the comparison between beef and that would be a faux meat, right?
Yeah, sure.
Interesting. You should check it out online. It's really interesting. So I'm like, oh, okay. So let's work it more with like plant-based instead of.
Yeah.
I have a friend that said, you know, I really like that better than the beef. I was like, wow, interesting.
And I really think that that's their whole shtick. Like, that's their market. It's not necessarily to remove you away from your meat, just to give you a different alternative that could be healthier for your body and healthier for the planet.
Yeah, exactly. He orders it with bacon and cheese on it, though. Does that count? So, and when I'm talking about my friend, I might be talking about me. I don't know.
Sure.
I just don't want to admit that on camera. Yeah?
No worries.
All right. Our secret's safe.
Well, that looks
Okay,
awesome.
so that's going to be our mix. We're going to let it cook just a little bit. Notice I got it on low instead of the whole thing going. We could have all of them going, but I got it on low, and we're just going to let it kind of bubble a little bit, get all happy in there. In the meantime, let's toast our bread.
Yeah.
Yeah? Let's step over here. And this is ciabatta bread. And one thing that I'm guilty of sometimes is cutting the bread and it gets all crooked. So sometimes you got to get in there and like, look at, you see how I kind of, it's kind of crooked a little bit? So it's okay. All right, so we'll figure it out. But on this one, when I cut it, I want the bottom to be a little bit thicker than the top.
Yeah.
Because it's all sloppy and messy, right?
Need to hold the weight of our lentils.
So I'm gonna toast this. I have our grill going. I'm just gonna toast this real quick in our grill here, just very quickly. Just a brief moment. You can use your toaster oven. You can use your toast. What's that little thing called? Is that a
stand-up toaster?
Yeah, stand-up toaster. You can use that.
Yeah.
You can put it on a saute pan. You can add coconut oil. Let's talk about oils for a minute. And vegan eating. That's a big thing, right? Vegans, well, the animal part of it.
Yeah.
Don't mind using oils. From the health side of it, oil is like
carcinogen.
Just as bad as eating meat, right?
I know. Yeah. It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
I went to a conference about my health a few years ago, and there was a brilliant guy that stood up and told me, stop using oil when you're cooking. You're killing yourself. You're creating these free radicals which cause cancer in your body. And I was like, oh my goodness, like,
yeah,
I've never heard this. And so I just started paying attention to it. I can't have to admit, I still use some oil when I cook, but I traditionally use coconut oil.
Okay.
Sometimes I use grapeseed oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at those high heat oils. We still use olive oil in our house for different things, mostly in like hummus.
To finish with,
and
right?
to finish.
Yeah. Okay.
But we also have the luxury of getting fresh coconut oil here in Boquete from a local source that's just mwah, like,
it is unbelievable.
Oh, I just love her. It's so fantastic to have fresh coconut oil.
Yeah, we should do a video on that.
Yeah.
On the coconut cream and all of her products. Get it all here.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Do you know anything about what it takes to make coconut oil?
I don't.
It's an incredibly difficult thing to do. It requires a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, probably.
Yeah.
Crazy. You need this giant hydraulic
machine.
press. And craziness. So let's get back to this bad boy, shall we? All right.
It's ready.
Nice and caramelized. So when you're cooking on this, be careful with a lot of sugar because sugar burns quickly. All right. So our bun is almost finished.
And easy to add toppings by chance if you wanted to add other vegetables or other toppings, but
exactly.
Traditionally, people just eat
straight
sloppy
up,
joes,
go
just
boom.
bread and,
Right.
the mixture.
I'm gonna take, just because I really like it, I'm gonna put just a little extra barbecue sauce on the bottom. You know, as Kansas City boys, we were born, we put barbecue sauce in our bottles.
Your bottles.
Yeah.
You're a saucy folk. A saucy folk.
All right, so I'm gonna take this and then add our sloppy joe mix. And then just because, just a little smoked paprika.
A little extra love.
And then kaboom. There we
Gorgeous.
go. Nice little sloppy joe.
Yeah.
Let's give this a cut. Let me do it on the cutting board. All right. Uh-oh. Let's should we share with our camera guy?
Always.
Always sharing with the camera guy.